So, but if they do actually leave, you have to leave.
Yes.
Okay. If not, it'd be trespassing.
Really?
See you, have a good day. Are you, oh, you're not done?
No, I got a package.
Come back here. Turn around, smile. Come on, I'll wait for you out here.
I'm hard by you. Thank you. See you later. Thank you.
Do you need some help?
I was gonna see if they can take it up there, and I don't know if you can do that or not.
Excuse me, can I help you?
Yeah, I just need a stamp.
Okay, because I saw that you're recording, not allowed to record in here.
Okay, I'm a journalist reporting on the post office.
You can't have any recordings on it in the post office.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I'm sure about that.
Do you know where the poster 7 is at?
Can I have your card, please?
Do you know where the poster 7
Can
is
I
at?
have your card, please?
No. You can read your rules and regulations.
And you can too. You can exit here if you want to, but I can't have you recording here. I've told you that twice, and it's illegal for you to record me, but I've told you you can't record me.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Where'd you read that?
Okay, I'm calling police.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you. Good morning. It's me again. Okay. Thank you. At least they had a handle.
Yeah. Perfect.
Anything tried over the personal potentially hazardous lithium batteries, mercury, and mercury. No, nobody's got me anytime, I just get that
I
now.
know, I should know, but
I know, but you can't say no, you gotta say no.
Oh,
You need to know that I'll be quiet. You wanna do priority or ground?
keep it.
Sorry, I got a vacuum cleaner going back here, and with your mask,
Yeah,
that,
I
and it's like,
understand.
yes, sir. Okay, well, that label's not gonna fit on that box.
I can't put a small label, I don't have a computer to do that.
I can't put that on there and not.
Yeah, you guys can't put me a label
No, I can't, we don't do that. But you can put it on like that.
like this?
Yeah, just put it on like that, that'll work.
Can I borrow some paper?
I don't have any tape, sorry. Your purchase is right there, we don't take
I'll
boxes.
take it home and let it.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Hello.
Hi.
I just need one stamp.
Okay. Are you filming me?
Yep.
Well, I know, you can't film me.
How's that?
Because you're not allowed to take pictures in the post office.
Well, the postmaster, I think, is trying to deal with that right now.
Okay, so can you turn that away from me?
I just want a stamp.
And I just want you to turn your camera away from me.
I just want a stamp.
Yes, sir, I'm well aware, but if you would turn your camera away from me, I would appreciate it.
Well, the sooner you get me the stamp, the sooner the camera will get turned away.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do it your way then, because
Sounds
rules
good.
apparently don't apply to you.
No, they don't apply to you either. Your poster 7 says differently to what you're telling me.
Where does it say that you can't have a camera? I'm just going by the rules they tell me. Does it says that you can have a camera in here?
Yep, poster 7 specifically states that a journalist can have a camera inside the post office lobby.
Why are you doing it?
Well, to find untrained public employees.
Oh. Okay, and then what will you do?
I'll publish it.
Oh, okay. Well. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, you have a great day.
Yep, you too. The postmaster said she was calling the police. Do you think you could ask her if I need to stick around for him or not?
Are you done?
Huh? I'll be done when she reads her poster 7. So.
So what does that mean? You gonna stay in the lobby or?
I'll stay in the lobby until she talks to me again. How about
Okay,
that?
is that what, I was asking
Okay.
you what exactly it was that you were asking me.
Yeah, I just want to know if she's going to come out and read the poster 7.
Yes, ma'am. No, I guess you're gonna have to pull up a chair because I'm not sure, I don't think she's coming back out.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you could pass the word along. I try and be nice and polite, but I stand my ground. Hopefully you understand that. Your poster 7 is out of date. That one is from,
There you go. How's that?
not very professional, but,
Well, I don't like my picture being taken for no reason.
well,
I hate my picture being taken. So I have to go now. Thank you.
all right. And they have the poster 7 blocked. You can't even get over to look at it. Poster 7. Right there. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Did they ask you to leave?
There's an issue here. Do you have a specific agreement with this post office? Does the city of Carlyle have a specific agreement with this post office?
What do you mean by agreement?
Agreement to enforce law on federal ground?
No idea.
Okay. Well, anyway, the reason I'm here is to test these public employees. If you would just take the time and just give me a second to explain what I'm doing.
Okay.
There's a poster 7 right there on their wall
Okay.
that states specifically what I'm doing is legal and allowed. And I travel around looking for untrained postal employees on that specific poster, and the postmaster took issue with me when I was standing over there. So here, I'll read it to you verbatim. Photographs for news purposes may be taken in entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, or auditoriums when used for public meetings. So, and I'm
What
engaged
does
in...
it say on the end for use for public meetings?
Yeah, but it's essentially anywhere the public's allowed to be, I can be with my camera and video record. This is public property, and it's federal property, to be even more specific about that. She took issue with it, and so did the employee, but I haven't harassed anybody or raised my voice or anything like that, so.
Understand. Well, if they ask you to leave, that's they have every right to ask you to leave, correct?
Absent of me committing a crime, no.
They have every right to refuse service, correct?
Somebody
No.
held the package
No,
for me.
they don't. They don't. She reluctantly sold me a stamp, so I don't think it's a refusal of service at this point, but.
So, but if they do ask you to leave, you have to leave. Okay. If not, it'd be trespassing.
Really? And you're Mark Taylor?
Mark Taylor.
No.
What's your badge number? I don't-
235.
235?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good
Well, I'm not so sure about that part right there.
One from 512. I understand it's a public place. I get that.
Yeah.
Totally understand. And once somebody asks you to leave, if you don't leave, it would be trespassing.
I would dispute that.
Okay.
I'm engaged in a constitutionally protected activity. That's important.
You want to head up to the post office for me?
So I'm engaged in a constitutionally protected activity, and I'm on federal property, and you're a city police officer.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
So all I'm asking you is if they ask you to leave, what gives you the right to stay here?
The Constitution.
Okay. It's still business, correct?
What's that?
It's still a business, correct?
It's a government organization. I wouldn't call it a business. I mean, the head of the post office is appointed by the U.S. president, so that'd be the only private corporation on the planet that's appointed by a president, at least in this country. So it's without a doubt government property.
And any property, if somebody asked you to leave, it would be trespassing if you didn't leave, correct?
You want to have her come out here and trespass me?
I can absolutely ask her if she wants to ask you to leave again. Absolutely. Yeah.
I specifically want to hear her say the words trespass.
If she asks you to leave, if she's asking you to leave, correct?
Asking to leave and trespass are two different things.
Okay. So did she ask you to leave?
She asked me to leave.
And you did not, correct?
Correct.
So
That's because I was engaged in a clearly established constitutionally protected activity. I wasn't harassing anybody.
okay, all right.
I was wanting to buy a stamp.
And I'm not saying you were harassing anybody. I never once said you were harassing anybody. Did I? I'm asking you if she asked you to leave and you didn't leave.
I already answered that.
What's that?
I said I already answered that.
You didn't? Did you leave when she asked you to leave?
No, I wanted my stamp. And
Okay.
then they said the cops are coming, so I figured I'd wait for you.
Okay. And I appreciate you waiting for me.
Okay.
But are you gonna leave now that she asked you to leave?
No, I'll leave when you leave. How about that?
What do you mean when I leave?
I'll walk out after you.
Let's go. I'm ready to leave.
You're not escorting me out of here now.
Absolutely not. You said you'd leave when I leave, so I said I was getting ready to leave.
I'll wait until you get in your car and leave. Don't worry, I'm not a terrorist.
I've never once said that you were anything.
I don't want to interrupt.
So I will definitely speak with her and see if
Please
she asked you
do.
to leave.
Please
And-
do.
Excuse me?
I said, please do.
Let me go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. She's getting fine.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Did you ask him to leave?
I did not ask him to leave, the postmaster did,
Okay.
but
Hi.
Have we asked him to leave?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, all right. What are we talking about this on the board here?
He's talking about that poster, this poster.
Okay.
Hi.
Where did you?
We're back.
Where do you say?
okay.
Oh, this is an updated one, but it's not updated enough. The one on your wall is from 2007. This one's from 2016, so it's on a different spot. Look for photographs for news and advertising purposes.
Yeah.
Then look. Yep, there you go.
We have to go.
And it's been the same way for 25 years. Oh, got a sergeant? Oh, got a sergeant or a detective here?
I'm the police chief.
Oh, sweet. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Yeah, I think there's actually federal regulations on videoing and taking pictures in a close.
There are. I'm acutely aware of them.
Yeah.
If you're getting the point here, I'm standing my ground and I'm not leaving until some people get educated on it. So I know what I'm doing.
Well, I figured you did.
Okay. I just came from the courthouse, actually. I just spent a half an hour inside the courthouse. Granted, I had permission from the state's attorney to be inside the courthouse, but I understand I can't go in there with my cameras without prior approval from a judge or apparently the state's attorney. But we're standing on federal property right now. I'm not aware of any handwritten agreement between this post office and the city of Carlyle. So
No, there
you
is
guys
no
are out of
written
jurisdiction right now. He's kind of edging towards trespassing me. I get that.
I'm
but,
just saying if she's asked you to leave and you have not left.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't disruptive. I'm engaged in a clearly established, constitutionally protected activity. My goal is to, even told you, I'm being very talkative. I could just not say anything, so hopefully you take that into account.
Absolutely, I appreciate that.
But my goal is to educate public employees on the law. I'm not allowed to necessarily teach the law, but I can certainly point it out to you and show it to you. And that's, by the way, that poster 7 isn't the end-all be-all of it. There's a Department of Homeland Security memo. There's also federal case law, and I believe there's a SCOTUS ruling as well that protects it. And pretty much everything, the buck stops with the SCOTUS. I'm not aware of anybody that has any more authority than that.
No,
So,
I totally agree with you there, yeah, absolutely. You just understand our position here. The post office is in the city limits, and this is considered federal property, but we're just trying to keep the peace.
Yeah, I'm being peaceful. I wasn't being disruptive. I think she got more mad at, she raised more of an issue than I possibly could have. You know, I deal with cameras every day, so I don't get real hobby-bobby on them.
You got to understand too that a lot of people don't. They're uncomfortable being videoed, and you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you run into that.
Yeah, public employees.
Yeah.
So.
I'm sure you've run into that many times as you go around to different public places. You know. Yeah.
I actually visited Clinton County and Carlyle Police.
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
and I had to come back down because somebody wanted to charge me $32 for some paperwork when I requested it in PDF form. So I was like, okay, I'll come back down then. Huh?
You're not recording, are you?
Yeah. Here, I'll point it away from you. How about that? Even though there's no reasonable expectation of privacy inside of a public place.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you for the legal opinion. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Nice to meet you.
But yeah, you just gotta understand our point of view. I know you were here a couple of weeks ago, and I know you stopped by the police department as well.
Yep. Yep.
So.
And I didn't cause a scene or cause any problems. I'm pretty sure I filed my FOIA, and I've already gotten a response for that FOIA. Clinton County is the one I had to come back for.
Okay.
But yeah, I pretty much saturated this area. And I figured I didn't stop by this place on the way out of town last time, and I figured, well, if I got to come back, I'm not going to do it a third time. But you should check out the St. Clair County video. That one was pretty awesome.
I think I actually watched some of your YouTube stuff. I think it was Glenn Carbon. I think I watched.
Yep, Glenn Carbon, the chief. Yeah. Chief made a boo-boo. Which I haven't asked you for your name yet.
Yeah.
I don't think the disposition you've got now, I'm pretty sure you'd give it if I asked for it. He did identify as a chief, but he didn't say name. Did you check out the Arlington Heights video?
No.
That's a Chicago post office. That one is a doozy. You'll like the cops in that one for sure. The cops did a good job.
How you doing?
The cops did a great job. Postal employees, not so much. That has 250,000 views right now. So 250,000 is not too bad.
Yeah, and I understand this is what you do, and
I'm not provocatory. I'm one of the nice ones. I could have a bunch of auditors come to town that are provocatory though. And I promise you that if they're upset about me just pointing a simple camera, they're going to be real upset when like 10 cameras show up with a bunch of big mouths behind them. Yeah. So I try and be nice and polite, and if you've noticed the St. Clair County video, I was very upfront, polite, and cordial. I walked inside. If you watched it through and through, all I did was request a simple FOIA form and an employee complaint form, and I walked outside. I was looking for the marked cruisers. That's what I wanted, and I was very upfront about what I was there for, and. I didn't bother with their personal cars. If you watch the video and you notice, you'll see I'm actually looking for the marked cruisers. I'm first time at the department. I don't know where it's at. It's a jail as well. It's a large facility. So I walk around, didn't see any marked cruisers, and I'm like, well, what the hell are they at? So I saw the guy working on a car on county property. I was like, that must be the mechanic. He'll know where the cars are at, and I don't have to bother anybody. Walked up and talked to him, and up behind me, that was their undersheriff, by the way. That was a major. That was an undersheriff. That's the third in command there, acting like an asshole. And now he's dealing with my FOIA. And yeah, it's not going too well for them. I can tell you that much. But yeah, they are, they're starting to realize how bad they screwed up. And they're lucky I uploaded the next video when I did, because I could have let that one grow over 100K, and I didn't. I was in a hurry to upload others. So I've got a doozy coming out that'll probably get me about 500,000. It's from across the river, just to give you a hint.
Missouri.
Yeah. It was partially I'll admit it's partially my mistake, partially theirs, but they went overboard. And I try and be nice and polite. I try and be cordial. I read court rules. I'm aware of what the Supreme Court said. I generally will read city ordinances, not towns this small, but generally I'll check out ordinances as well. I've been reading law since I was 17. Maybe I'm talking too much. My viewers are giving me crap about that. You should have just invoked your fifth and been a dick.
Well, yeah.
I know how it goes. You guys have no jurisdiction here. I know that. This guy might need some training on jurisdiction, but definitely the postal employees that have a poster up on their wall that's severely out of date, and even the one they gave you is out of date as well, probably need to brush up on their stuff, and it looks like I found what I was looking for. Yeah. I try not to be a jerk about it. I'm very polite.
What's the one on the wall? What the date? What's the date?
The most recent is 2018, and that one up there I think is 2007. Here, I'll show you something. I'll give you a bird's eye view. If I get internet down here, I very well may not. So, let's see. Pass or fail. I forgot to upload that right now, so you guys are gonna watch magic work. Maybe it'll load. So, gorgeous young woman, and that's how a postal employee should act. And you'll see that if you take the time to watch it. It's called Pass or Fail. You be the judge. And we are public. So here in like maybe 12 hours, that video will be at like maybe 20, 30,000 views. So it gets up there quick. I'm professional and polite. Most of the other guys aren't. So a lot of viewers like to see that kind of stuff. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I really do have to stand my ground. Have you seen my first video?
I've seen a couple of yours.
Yeah.
I'm sure I haven't seen them all. But.
Yeah. The first time I went out to walk into a public lobby with a camera, I got meth planted on me by a dirty, corrupt sergeant, and I got hip tossed while handcuffed, and a couple other things. But it's pretty bad. That was my first go at it, so.
Law enforcement right now is getting hit pretty hard. Now, I will admit there's some people that probably shouldn't be cops.
Yeah.
The majority of us, I'm sure you run into a lot of them and
I do
what you do, but the majority of them, I'm sure.
I was surprised when I went up to Chicago. I went up to Chicago, and well, we're talking not Chicago, but the suburbs. So Arlington Heights, Naperville, western and northern area suburbs. I was shocked. I expected to find dirty cops everywhere, like right when I walked in the station, and I was shocked. Every single cop that I encountered knew their stuff and was very polite and friendly, didn't give me unlawful orders or try and push me for stuff, and I reciprocated that. I'm very friendly. So I'm ready for Cook County in Chicago. I'm going back, of course. It's a big city, it takes time, but I had to come down here to pay a visit to East St. Louis and Clinton County. So I didn't like the $32 fee very much for the paperwork when I requested it in PDF.
And that was from the sheriff's office?
Yeah, I had to drive clear back down here to video record some paper when it could have just been emailed to me. So I figured I'd make a video out of it while I'm here. The ladies in the state's attorney's office are very nice, very friendly. Didn't have a problem with them. Didn't have a problem with the guys up front, but they knew I was coming. So, yeah, no surprise.
Yeah.
No surprise.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. If you guys just take the time to make sure that she reads her Poster 7 and she understands that there's a SCOTUS ruling in federal case law that backs up. Because Poster 7 isn't the end-all be-all. A lot of viewers get confused with that because there is other verbiage on there that's confusing. and their punctuation is improper as well. But I guess that's why the post office is losing $70 billion of taxpayer money. So, yeah. They don't read their own rules. I mean, the Arlington Heights post office had, I want to say, like 100 complaints of mail never getting delivered, and then I show up and they started on me before I even walked in the door. They dialed 911 in under 30 seconds of me walking in the front door, called me a racist because I told them I wanted them to read the rules and regulations. Literally tried to race bait me while on the job, and that's a postmaster doing that, by the way. So I find what I'm looking for. I want to say I visited like 9 post offices that day. So
We will definitely.
hopefully he's figuring out that I'm not going anywhere until you guys leave, or you talk to her. I'll tell you what, if I can get you on camera just talking to her, I don't need to hear the audio. That'd be enough for me. You guys can get me out of here. Fair enough?
I plan on talking to her. That's a given.
Yeah.
There's no issue there.
Yeah. I don't expect the postal employees to understand constitutional law or Supreme Court stuff or federal case law or any of that, but I do expect them to abide by their own rules and regulations. I identified as a journalist right off the bat. You'll see that in the video. I immediately then told her that Poster 7 states specifically what I'm doing is allowed, and then she made unlawful demands and asked me to leave. I could technically sue her for that. So that's why I was making sure that you said the words trespass, because asking to leave and trespass are different, and I could turn around and sue her for that if I so wished. And she'll probably get told that by the higher-ups. I follow up on these, by the way. I don't just play gotcha games. Okay, yeah, I drove 3 hours back down here to make a point.
I watched your stuff.
I have to be. I could go around and play gotcha games all day long, get viewers, but people want to see see it followed through on, and that's what I intend on doing, is following through on most of them. I have my limits, okay? I've filed over 100 FOIA in the past month, okay? You guys hold your records. I don't know about Carlyle. I don't know if I've sifted through Carlyle yet, but I can tell you Clinton County is above average as far as level of detail and organization. Not like that all over the state of Illinois, okay? I got off the phone with a county clerk last week that had just got done winning his second election, okay? So he's already served 1 full term, and he didn't know they had a QuickBooks account. And this is the clerk, okay? He's the guy responsible for the books, and he didn't know they had a QuickBooks account. Yeah, that's accounting software. I grew up in a tax and accounting company, a family-owned firm. So it's I was like, I wasn't sure if I was talking to the clerk or not. You know, I was like, holy shit, no way, he just told me that. And here's the thing, it's a town, it's Mount Sterling, Illinois. It's a very small town, but there's a lot of money in that town because Dot Foods is there.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay. Dot Foods Center. So
I know where you're at now, yeah.
Tracy's,
Yeah.
my senator is family of Dot Foods. So yeah, it was a bit of a surprise. I was like, wow, 4 years in, dude, you didn't know you had QuickBooks. I mean, 4 years is plenty. I get it. If you just one office and 2 weeks in, I'll give you a break. But I just put the phone down and it's like, more work. I wasn't even, look, when I do these, by the way, I know that most smaller communities, most, mind you, are good to go. Because they know there's not much information to hide stuff in there. And someone with half a brain gets in there and they're gonna catch it, okay? I used to do that. So I get paid to do it. So the bigger cities is different. So when I come here to do those FOIA requests, I'm actually going to use your records as evidence on how to keep record. When I go to the other places and they do silly little things like say, oh, these records aren't stored here, you're going to have to send that over there. And I already filed the FOIA, and the time's ticking. You got 7 business days to respond. And I could be a real dick about that time frame too.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to have to with St. Clair County, man. They're playing stupid little games with me, and they're going to regret it because I'm going to, fine, I live 2 hours away, dude. I will be there every friggin' week. So you have to, because here's the thing. You'll realize when like City of Quincy, my first audit, That video you watched, if you watched the meth planning one, that got all sorts of things changed. They changed the interior, the layout of the lobby of the jail. They had to train all their officers, including all the county and city staff. They had to retrain the officers on the obstructing ID statute, because that was the main thing I was pissed off about when I was initially coming in to complain on that officer, was that he lied to me about the obstructing ID statute. And I've actually been taken to court on it before, so it wasn't like a just met him, gotcha game. No. I've known about it for over a decade, and I was arrested for it before, and I won in court, and I knew exactly what obstructing ID states. So if you were to ask me my name and I were to say no, that's not obstructing ID. Even though it may sound logical, it's not. I would have to give you a false or fictitious name, date of birth, or residence address in order to be in violation of that. You're only required to identify yourself when lawfully arrested. So, or if you're driving a car, but you gotta cough up the driver's license. Then they gotta specify that.
You're right. If you're just walking along, in public.
If I finally uploaded it. I was a little worried about it because I lost my cool. I was a little pissed, man. I was bird watching, minding my own business, and some guy tried to start a fight with me in the park. I'm a grown man, bird watching, minding my own business. If you come up, like if I approached any one of you right now with my fist clenched, it's the Chicago attorneys. They're my attorneys now. Hey, you can't beat them, join them. They're good. They're fucking expensive too. They're $1,000 an hour. Yeah. So I generally only take cases that are contingency towards them. So also what led out of that is had a meeting with the councilman. I voted for this councilman. It's the second councilman in a row now that have drinking issues. Well, he killed himself, fleeing from the cops at 90 miles an hour into oncoming traffic on the interstate. And then the city and two counties and the city tried to cover it up. And my by myself ass went in there and uncovered it all. And right now, Hancock County coroner is getting sued for the autopsy and toxicology report. I know he was drinking. I have it from 4 different sources, but I can't publish. So I had to go through the coroner's office. I did the right thing, filed my FOIA with the coroner. He denied me my records. I was like, okay, it's kind of a gray area for him. He's never dealt with a FOIA before. So I was like, well, I'll just take it up with the Illinois Attorney General's office, the Public Access Counselor's office. Yep. And after 3.5 months of going back and forth with them, every single turn they agreed with me, the state did. And the state ordered him to release the records to me. He ignored that as well. So now he's getting sued. So just to let you know, I'm not a sue-happy guy, but if somebody really wants to butt heads over it, I know when I'm in the right, man, and I'll stand my half and ground. I was like, after getting the meth planted on me, I mean, can't get much worse than that, can it? I mean, that could have been a 15-year prison sentence. I would have wasted money too, you know?
That's a shame, yeah.
If you want to talk to her, hopefully she's figuring out that she was in the wrong. I hope so.
Yeah, that's not a problem. I'll definitely talk to her. There's no issue there, so.
Yeah, and don't worry, I am going to edit out some of this. So, I can't say some things.
It's good officially meeting you. I mean,
Yeah, I go into so many police department lobbies, I'm not familiar with yours. I remember being inside Clinton counties, and I do walk-arounds, so I'll check out the vehicles out back. I've already done that, so don't worry about me going back there again.
I remember that day you were here. Yeah, you did.
Awesome. I get that a lot. I've been surrounded before. I've had 45 cops come and surround me before. That was Houston. Granted, that was an officer down call. So I'll tell you. Yeah, 15 minutes after getting out of the car, in Houston. This is my first time auditing in a big city. It's 3.5 million people. There's a lot of gangs, a lot of shootings, stabbings, stuff like that, and we follow around the calls. So 15 minutes out after getting out of the car at midnight, we found not one, not two, but 3 police officers sleeping in their cars with the lights on in the middle of the road. One of them turned out to be a chief of police. 15 minutes, bud. And we thought he was having a heart attack or stroke, because you can see in the video his eyes are rolling in the back of his head when we knocked on the window. We're not opening up the door. I don't want a clip emptied into my chest, just in case he is alive and kicking, I don't want him seen reaching into his car rolling him. So we're like, hey, are you okay? He said, his eyes weren't glazy, but he was drunk or anything. But he wasn't able to focus on anything, He kind of had that 1,000-yard stare, and I'm like, man, I used to volunteer at a vet's home. I've seen a lot of health issues, and I've seen that look before, and I was like, I'm not too sure about that. And we knocked on the window again. He goes, I don't need any help. But again, he wasn't focusing on anything. He had 3 different guys around him, and I was like,
Is it a medical thing, or?
He was sleeping. He said he was sleeping. So we told him, we held up cell phones, we're like, we're dialing 911. If you don't make sure that, let us know that you're okay. He wouldn't. So we dialed 911. 45 cops come. When they found out he was sleeping, they were pissed off at us. And I was like, you know what? That really pisses me off, because I could have just sat there and video recorded the dude dying and then used that for a story,
Yeah, that's not, the blame shouldn't go on you.
No, that's what I got. I was like, we did the right thing. And if you look at these auditors, by the way, I'm running around with, are known nationwide. So I'm sure you guys probably even have a picture of them somewhere in your department, just in case they show up.
I don't think we got any in ours. No?
Really? Yeah. I bumped into cops 300 miles away that have known these guys. So they're well known. And it's funny, when you dial 911, they said none of the officers that showed up said they knew us. But it was funny, they didn't ask for ID either. You just got 35, 40 cops coming and not one asked for ID. I think you probably know who that is. So. It's something different. And by the way, I try not to be adversarial with you. It could have gone differently.
Okay.
It could have. It was close. Yeah, if you could just see to it that she checks that out. Because here's the thing. My viewers are going to want to see you get in your car and leave before I do. That's one of the things.
That's one of the things.
It is. And if you play nice, I'll play nice.
Send it with a tracking number.
Certified, you want to send it? You want something to come back to you with a return receipt, or just
You
bank
don't know
transaction?
I know
It would be $4.10 for you to mail it just like this, and then you would have to check on it online.
2 months ago.
If you want to send it with a return receipt, that'll bump it up to $7, and then you would get a green card with a signature and a date that it was delivered.
I'm gonna get a receipt.
Okay?
How long have you been an officer?
Excuse me.
How long have you been an officer?
13 years, sir?
Awesome.
This right here is.
You look like a buddy of mine back home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you have the exact same face. He's very close in stature as well.
Really?
Yeah. He's a little bit lighter weight, but I had to do a double take when you were walking up. I was like, oh, I know he's not a cop. He was a troublemaker back in the day. That's impossible.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I generally, if you noticed, I don't bother. I try not to bother citizens unless they say something to me. Like that guy that was coming up, and he was wanting to mouth off to me. I've done this enough. That's exactly what he was going to do, and he was going to earn his fame. So like this guy, I turn my cameras away. I try and be respectful. I can record anything I can see. I can't publish necessarily everything, but it's pretty open-ended as far as what I can do with the camera. And I try not to bother private citizens, but it's like, doesn't matter where I point this camera in here, there's going to be somebody on it, so it is what it is. I try and be nice and polite.
I understand. Hey, dude, very polite.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and we definitely appreciate that. It's not all the time you get the politeness, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Hi, how are you, Linda?
Okay,
We're good to go?
good to go.
You guys first. I'll follow up.
Yeah, I think so. Like the audio. Probably have too much for the tree. Bill. I would think so. I finally finished shortening it.